Okay, hello guys. Today let's go into the calculus part. Okay, so let's move to the first part of the gradients and tangents. Okay, so we already said like the differentiations, geometry meaning is gradients. Okay, so you can find in this graph we have a red curve, right? So you want to calculate that the exact points for x cubed minus 8x plus 7, find the gradient equals to 4. You can just maybe here we have 2 points, right? So how to find it? So first we can just try to differentiate x cubed minus 8x plus 7, right? So the value here, you can just consider 3x squared minus 8, right, equals to 4. So then you can calculate the x value here equals to positive or negative 2, right? So we can say maybe here, x can be equals to 2 or x equals to negative 2. Then we can put the two values into the y function. So y can be considered as 2 cubed minus 8 times 2 plus 7 equals to negative 1. And when x equals to negative 2, y equals to negative 2 cubed minus 8 times negative 2 plus 7 equals to 15, okay? So then we can say x equals to 2, and then y equals negative 1, and x equals to negative 2, y equals to 15, okay? That is for this problem. Okay, sure. So here we can just say like, if you want to calculate the exact value, first you can just try to differentiate it, and then just equals to the constant gradient, and then find the x point and then the y point. Okay, so here is an exercise for you. Like for example, x squared plus 4x minus 3, and the gradient is negative 2. So first you can just try to differentiate it, right? So it's 2x plus 4. And then equals to negative 2. So we can say 2x equals to negative 6 and x equals to negative 3. So then you can put negative 3 into the function. So y equals to negative 3 squared plus 4 times negative 3 minus 3, right? So the function is 9 minus 12 minus 3 equals to negative 6, right? That is for this problem. And also for the second problem, okay, so also please pay attention that here's the coordinate of the point. So point that means only x value. You have to only also calculate for the y value. So maybe here you can just consider like, oh, so sorry for that. Okay, so, okay, sorry for that. So we can set like x equals negative 3, right? And maybe we can set for negative 3, you can also put into it is y equals to 9 plus negative 12 minus 3, right? Is negative 6. So the total point is negative 3, negative 6. You have to write it down like this way, okay? Not only for x point, x coordinate and y coordinate, but for together, they're formed a coordinate, okay? And the second exercise is also the same. Like first, you can try to differentiate. So y differentiation equals to 3x squared minus 6x minus 21, and then equals to 3, right? So you can then trying to like make it simpler, like 3x squared minus 6x minus 24 equals to 0. So x squared minus 2x minus 8 equals to 0. Then you can written that as x minus 4 times x plus 2 equals to 0, right? So then we can set x equals to 4 or x equals to negative 2, okay? That is for this problem, okay? And also you can set, like for this gradient equals to 3, you can set, just put x equals to 4 into it. So you can set that it's 4 cubed minus 3 times 4 squared minus 21 times 4 minus 20. So here's for 64 minus, maybe I guess is for 16 times 3 is 48. And then we have to minus 84 minus 20. And then the value can be considered as here is for 132, right? And here is for minus 20. So it's minus, I guess it's 152. So it's minus 88, right? So it's 4 negative 88. And then when x equals to negative 2, you can calculate negative 8 and minus 3 times 4, and then plus 42, and then minus 20. So the value here is negative 8 minus 12, and plus 42 minus 20. And then you can just calculate here is for 10, and this is for 2. So it's negative 2, 2. That is a finally coordinate here. So you can set like that is for how to find the gradient and how to find the coordinate here. Okay. So that's for today's lesson. See you next time. Bye.